All right, so today starts my 72-hour water fast, and I'm really excited about this, and I'm both nervous. It's something I've been avoiding for years, just not thinking that I would be able to do it, and I've made excuse after excuse after excuse. But after God putting this on my heart to do, and also like watching a lot of videos about fasting, reading about fasting, and the many benefits of it. I really feel like it's time for me to give it a try and to uh, take this as an opportunity to make a huge step forward, both spiritually and physically. So at this moment, I am 2 hours and 29 minutes into my fast, and I'm looking forward to doing this over the next 3 days and sharing with you all my experience as well as the results I get from it. So I will talk to you soon. So here is my last meal before the start of my 72-hour fast. Some hash browns, 3 eggs, 2 pieces of turkey bacon, and a protein pancake. Then I have my fruit smoothie with spinach, lime, bananas, and blueberries. All right, so I'm about 9 hours into my 72-hour water fast, and at this point, it's definitely gotten real. I've been hungry for about 4 or 5 hours, and it's a little bit uncomfortable. But during this time, I've also realized how much I eat out of habit, and how much thinking about food does take up mental space and time. So I'm definitely looking forward to continuing on with this, even though it is uncomfortable. So why am I doing this? So number one, I do definitely want to have a deeper and closer relationship with God so I can hear his voice. So definitely there's always things going on in life that you need guidance about, that you need prayer about. And this is, an exceptional time, I believe, for me and my family where we definitely want guidance from God. So that's the number one reason. Number two, it's just something that's been on my heart, to do. So I guess that's like a 1A because I'm acting in obedience to God. So I have some goals in terms of my health, in terms of my fitness that I know will be made better by fasting. This is just my check-in, 9 hours in and counting, and I'm hungry, y'all. All right, so I am just over 26 hours into my 72-hour water fast, and last night before I went to bed, I definitely was feeling pretty hungry. Food was on the brain, my head was hurting. So when I woke up this morning, it was a pleasant it was a pleasant surprise that I felt so much better. Like I wasn't hungry at all. My head wasn't hurting. Food wasn't really on my mind at the time. I guess because I wasn't hungry. But now, however, I am feeling a bit hungrier. My wife just cooked something for her and my son, so smelling the food definitely is making me think more about food. But I've been doing well with that. Throughout the day, I've been praying, just in little spurts. So that has helped. So the plan for the rest of the day is to go shopping. We're gonna pick up some things for my son for this fall season, and hopefully that'll be something that helps me to keep my mind off of food, and we'll just see how it goes, and I'll check in with you guys a little later. All right, y'all, so I'm 58 hours into this fast. I'm in the home stretch. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I am so glad that I'm almost through this. So last night and this morning, last night I felt pretty good. I ended up having to take a nap after coming in from going shopping with the family. But after I got a little bit of rest, I felt so much better. I had energy. I was able to stay up and have a movie night with my wife. This morning, actually, I woke up and I was a little bit hungry, but made it through. Had some water with some lime in it, and that helped. So that got me through. And then this afternoon, it got a little bit tougher. It's like I start having these muscle twitches right here in my traps and neck right here. So that has been super annoying. So what I did was I put a little bit of salt in my water with some lemon, and I drank that, and that seemed to help for a little bit. And then as of late, it kind of like intensified. So I took one of two of my son's vitamins to see, maybe it's like some vitamins and minerals I'm missing that's causing the muscle spasm. So, yeah, so I did that not too long ago, and I can still feel it a little bit. I think it's getting better. So, what I'm gonna do, because it's already almost 10 o'clock, I'm just gonna go to sleep. So tomorrow at 12 p.m. I will be able to eat again after my 72-hour fast. I am very much looking forward to it. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna check in with you guys tomorrow and give you like my closing thoughts, and of course show you the results that I got from this fast, and maybe talk a little bit more about the experience. All right, see you tomorrow. All right, y'all, so I made it through 72-hour water fast, complete as of yesterday. I did complete my fast, and then I broke it with at 12 noon in the afternoon with what I'm calling my breakfast salad, which I had some eggs and boiled eggs and bacon in there, and it was like, that was probably the most delicious salad I've ever had in my life, and that's probably because I hadn't eaten in 3 days. But that's besides the fact. I definitely enjoyed that. And yeah, so I'm happy that, and also I had a smoothie right after that. So I like flooded my body with nutrients upon breaking that 72-hour water fast. So yeah, that's pretty much how that went. And then when it comes to, the physical results, so I did track my biometrics. I did take my weight, and then I did circumference measurements and also fat calipers. So I'll put those results up on the screen, but I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that because that was not the biggest benefit. The biggest benefit to me was actually mentally. I just jumped right in because I felt led to do it, and it was God's grace that sustained me throughout the process because it was tough. I'm not gonna pretend like it was just this pleasant experience and I felt like I had more energy. No, it was the opposite. Like, I was hungry. I had low energy. Thank goodness I wasn't cranky or anything like that, but I just had low energy and I didn't want to do much. Then I mentioned I had like a little twitching in my neck, which even now, the day after breaking my fast, I felt it like randomly throughout the day. So, but that is actually getting better. Mentally, I gained so much in terms of, really just better understanding like how my body functions, and then, how habitual eating is for me. So, learning that I can like abstain from food, that I can say no to it, is just another reminder, because it is a good reminder, because as I've gotten older, and I have more means now, that I can eat what I want when I want it, pretty much. So you kind of stop saying no, and that becomes a problem when you want to remain in good health, when you want to remain in good physical condition and have good fitness. If you eat what you want when you want it, it's a good chance that you're not gonna be healthy, you're not gonna maintain a healthy weight. And I needed to be reminded of the fact that I can say no. And I know that may sound funny to some people or weird, but it happens. And I think that's where a lot of people are right now, is that they don't remember that they can say no, or they don't know how to say no anymore to food. So that was one of the biggest things that I gained from this. Another thing is clarity, because food can consume so much time and mental space, just on a daily basis. So it made room for me to think about other things, made more time for me to spend with God in prayer and in His Word. So I just gained so much. Sorry, you probably hear my son bumping around, but you hear so much. I have so much more clarity about things that I was seeking guidance on in my life. So that was the biggest thing. So I'm very pleased with that. Moving forward, I am going to be intermittent fasting. Fasting 16 hours and then having an 8-hour window for eating. And I think this is what suits me very well. I'm really curious to see how I will, how my body will respond as now that I'm an adult, and I'm like working myself back into being in, just as good or better shape than I was before. Now, I do not recommend doing a 72-hour fast as a weight loss strategy because it's not sustainable. Now I know intermittent fasting can be a good weight loss strategy for a lot of people, and it probably will be work well for me. But the biggest thing is that you use it to like kind of have a hard reset mentally, when it comes to food, because kind of figuring out your relationship with food, it's a big deal in terms of sustainability ongoing. A lot of people work on just creating habits, or switching up a diet, starting a program, a fitness program, but they don't actually handle the emotional and mental side of weight loss. And for me, that's what this was. And I think if you're gonna use fasting, I think the mental and emotional component has to be a huge aspect of it. So I wouldn't just do it just to do it physically. I would have a plan for how you're gonna spend that time that you would usually be eating or preparing food. Like, what are you gonna do during that time? Because if not, you'll just be sitting around twiddling your thumbs, thinking about when you'll be able to eat next. And that's exactly what you don't want to do, because that will make it really tough. When I was sitting there and I was just thinking about food, that made the fast that much harder in those moments. But then when I kind of regrouped and remembered why I'm doing this, and I would go into prayer or get in the Word of God, then it diverted my attention from thinking about food. And next thing I know, I'll be like, oh wow, I only have a few more hours left in the day, and it wouldn't be that bad. So yeah, definitely, I think that if you want to challenge yourself, if you want more clarity, if you want to really make leaps and bounds in your health and fitness, even, that you should consider some form of fasting. So have you fasted before? What was your experience? Let me know in the comments. But thank you for checking out this video. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next video.